We are still on section 1.6 and we are talking about angles and their measures. For this video, we're going to talk specifically about the angle addition postulate. Before we begin, we need to identify if the points are in the interior or in the exterior of the angle. So for example, B, the point B, would you say is in the interior of the angle A, or is it in the exterior of angle A? B is a point in the interior of angle A. How about C? C is a point in the exterior of angle A. And D is a point that is on angle A. Okay? Why is it important to know if it's in the interior or exterior? Because when we talk about the segment addition postulate, not the segment, I'm sorry, the angle addition postulate, we talk about a point lying on the interior of the angle. So here we have point B is in the interior of angle AOC. That is your angle AOC. So B is in the interior, and I can draw a ray from the vertex O to the point B, and now I've created three angles. I have angle AOB, and I have angle BOC, and I also have angle AOC, which is the big one. Okay, now the angle addition postulate says that if B is in the interior of angle AOC, then I can say that the measure of angle AOB, that means this measure of this angle here, plus the measure of angle BOC, which is this angle here, that will equal the measure of the angle AOC. So let me draw that. Let me grab my pen here. This is what it's saying. What it's saying is that if B is in the interior of angle AOC, this is what happens. It says that the measure of this angle plus the measure of this angle will equal the measure of the whole angle. Okay, that's what it means. So if this angle measures 50 and this one measures 65, then the whole thing will measure how much? We use the angle addition postulate, which says that the measure of angle AOC is equal to the measure of angle AOB plus the measure of angle BOC. And we can substitute the values. The angle AOC will equal to AOB is 50 degrees plus the measure of angle BOC, which is 65 degrees. That means that the measure of angle AOC, or the big angle, is going to equal 115 degrees by using the angle addition postulate. Okay, and here it is worked out. I've written here. There you have it. The measure of angle AOC is 115. Here's another example. Find the measure of angle PTM. They want me to find the measure of this angle PTM. So they want me to find the measure of the big angle. Let's use the angle addition postulate to do this. The measure of angle PTM is equal to the measure of angle PTN plus the measure of angle NTM. So let's substitute. The measure of angle PTN is 30, and the measure of angle NTM is 40. So that means that the measure of angle PTM is equal to 70 degrees. That means the measure of this whole angle. And there it is. angle addition postulate, you substitute, and you have your angle measure. Okay? Let's do this other very simple example. They're telling me the measure of angle ABD and the measure of angle DBC, and they want to know what the angle of ABC is. So they want to know this whole angle, how much that is. So let's use the angle addition postulate, which says that the measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle ABD plus the measure of angle DBC. That will equal, if we substitute, ABD is 60 plus 20. So the measure of angle ABC is equal to 80 degrees. Very simple. But then we're going to go to harder ones with algebra. Okay, answer is 80. And notice that you can say straight away that the measure of angle ABC is equal to 130 degrees without having to write out the angle addition postulate. But I always want you to do it. I want you to practice doing this because we're going to need it when we start doing demonstrations. Okay, so that's 130, and this would be this angle here. They're saying that angle, notice this is written in red and this arc here is colored red, so that means that 135 is the angle measurement of which angle? It's angle ABD. Okay, because it's taking this the whole way around. So ABD, let's write this out. The measure of angle ABD is equal to 135 degrees. That's what it's saying in this picture. Now the measure of angle DBC, that's 60 degrees. This piece here, this is 60 degrees, DBC. And they want you to find the measure of angle ABC, which is this angle here, ABC, this small piece. So let's write the angle addition postulate. I know that the measure of angle ABD, which is the big one, is equal to the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle DBC, and we can substitute the values that we have. So this equals ABC is what I'm looking for. So the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle DBC is 60, and the measure of angle ABD is 135. So how do I find the measure of angle ABC? Well, I have to isolate this. Let me write this over here. Let's see, where can I write? I'm going to write here. I'm going to continue up here. Okay, 135 is equal to the measure of angle ABC plus 60. So to isolate the measure of angle ABC, I am going to subtract 60 from each side. So this will cancel out. On this side, 135 minus 60 is 75 equals the measure of angle ABC. So that's the answer to this one by using the segment addition postulate. There it is, 75 degrees. Okay? For this example, we have that the measure of GHK, and let's label this GHK, that would be this angle here. This is 95 degrees. And GHJ, that would be the big angle. This one is 114 degrees. And they want us to find angle KHJ. That's what they want. So let's write the segment addition postulate. And there are the labels written over what I just wrote. I'm sorry about that. And here's the angle addition postulate. We substitute, we plug in what you know, and we solve for the angle we're looking for. How did we get to 19? Well, I subtracted 95 from each side of the equal sign. Okay, and what that does is this cancels out. I'm left with this equal to 114 minus 95, which is 19. Okay, let's look at this example. Now this one, notice, is a straight angle. This angle ABC, right here, ABC, is a straight angle. So already you should know what the measure of angle ABC is. Can you remember what the measure of a straight angle is? You should be able to identify that and know that. So it's a special example. The straight angle, remember that a straight angle is equal to 180. So I can predict what the measure of ABD, this measure here, plus this measure here should equal a total of what? Since it's a straight angle, it should equal a total of 180 degrees. And then I have all I need to solve this problem. Okay, here is the angle addition postulate. I plug in what I know. I know that they add to 180. I also know that ABD is 134 plus the measure of angle DBC, and that all equals 180 because the measure of angle ABC is a straight line. And then you solve for this value by subtracting 134 from each side of the equal sign. And 180 minus 134 will give you the measure of angle DBC, which is 46. There you have it. So that means that this angle here is 46. There you have it. Let's do one with algebra, and then you'll do the rest. This one with algebra, I don't know if you see this too well, but it says here x plus 5 this is a 5, and here it says 3x minus 9, and here it says 68, and this is the measure of angle RSV, measure of angle VST, and the measure of angle RST. There you go. Okay, so now we have algebra. Let's see. I have angle RSV, which is this angle here, RSV. This little piece here measures x plus 5. VST, which is this angle, VST, this piece here measures 3x minus 9. And RST, which is the big angle, the whole thing measures 68 degrees. And it asks you to find x. And this is what you're going to do. You set up an equation using the angle addition postulate. And here it is. The measure of angle RSV plus the measure of angle VST is equal to the measure of angle RST. And you plug in what you know. So the measure of angle RSV is x plus 5. The measure of angle VST is 3x minus 9. And that equals the measure of angle RST, which is 68. You plug everything in, and then you solve for x. These are like terms. X plus 3x, that makes 4x's. And 5 minus 9 is negative 4. So 4x minus 4 equals 68. And now you add 4 to each side to isolate for x. So you added 4 here and you added 4 here, and that's how this canceled out, and you got 4x equal to 68 plus 4, which is 72. And now you divide by 4 on each side to cancel out this 4, and x is going to equal 18. And there you found your x. Okay, now if I know the x, they didn't ask you to look for it, but if you do know x, can you find the measure of angle RSV and the measure of angle VST? Yes, very, very simply. Since I know the measure of angle RSV is x plus 5, let's see, I lost my cursor over here, x plus 5, and I know x is 18, then the measure of angle RSV is 18 plus 5, which is 23 degrees. And for VST, the measure of angle VST, since x is 18, 3 times 18 is 48 minus 9, which is 39. No. 3 times 18, I'm sorry, that's 64 minus 9. Okay? And you can find that value. And here you have it all worked out. Okay? RSV is 23, and this one is 45. Three times 18 is 54, minus 9 equals 45. And now I can check. I can say, well, RSV here, this one is 23. This piece in here is 45 degrees, so 45 and 23 should equal 68, and it does, and that is correct. Now I'm going to give you one for you to practice in your notebook. Here's one for you to do in your notebook. I want you to work on it and find x and find the measures of each one of the angles. So go ahead and do that, and when you're done, come back. So for now, hit pause, work on it, and then come back to see the answer. This is your practice problem. And here is the answer. There you have it. X should have you should have gotten 42 for x, and the measures of the angles are here. That's the answer. Here's another practice problem. I want you to work on it in your notebook, figure it out, and check this answer and see if you got it correct. So hit pause, work it, and then see if you get the same answers. Here's the next example. Draw this in your notebook. Notice this is an example with a straight line, so I don't need to tell you what the measure of angle KLM is. You should know that just by looking at it and knowing that it's a straight line. Work on it and then come back for the answer. Hit pause. Here's the answer. Okay? And one more practice problem for you to do. Again, do it in your notebook, hit pause, and then come back for the answer. And we're done. This is the last video for this week. I will see you in class, and we will discuss any doubts that you might have had with this material. I'll see you soon.